last game, having that AP jungler, the Elise band away this time, going down to the next early game, powerhouse of a pick with that Gragas. So it is, makes sense on a tier list. Lod, though, picking up the Urgot, I find very interesting into the Mordekaiser matchup.
I actually don't think that matchup is too bad, as long as they can play it well. And I think he was the only one actually playing well during the laning phase for League of Dolphins, so this might actually work pretty well. Syndra is that's actually a really good pick, because even though she is due to be nerfed, she's a really strong mid lane pick at the moment. So you can't really go wrong.
It is a blind Syndra, though. You haven't seen your opposing mid laner. They did ban out, they didn't ban out, but the LeBlanc was banned out, which I think is a really good pick into Syndra for a couple of reasons. But oh no.
God. Oh no.
Hypnotic Gaming just hitting the send tweet button, picking up the Yasuo, and we've seen this before, folks. Gragas Yasuo is the epitome of oh no, because anytime a team fight's about to be threatened, we're gonna get Predator, Flash Body Slam, Gragas flying through the air, and then we're just gonna get Last Breath, and it'll be all over.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a very deadly combination, especially when we get out of laning phase here. And it's going to be it's going to be a little tough for the Syndra as well, just because of how immobile she is as a champion. And I want to say a little worried just about how that matchup is going to work. I think overall the draft is okay. And I like what we're seeing in the bot lane from League of Dolphins a lot better than before. Putting Shen into Karma, I think we can agree, doesn't really work.
I mean, I think they're really hoping that the potentially more tanky Nautilus can kind of carry it through. Plus, he's got a little bit better focused crowd control, right? Like, he's got that point and click depth charge. You don't have to think as hard when you play Nautilus. You can just Q and everything else just falls into place. But I mean, like you said, that poke from the Karma game 1 was so impactful in that bottom lane. Plus the scuffed level 1 we saw from Lod, where they took way too much damage and were just completely zoned off from the minions there.
Yeah.
Really kind of set a bad tempo for the lane for them.
Yeah, for sure. You could honestly argue that it was almost done from that point on, just because they took that really terrible trade. But it's a new game, new opportunity to do a little bit better, which I think they definitely can here on the side of League of Dolphins. We're just going to see how this one plays out. I do like that we're still seeing the set pick here from Pocket Pick, because it's been very effective, even against the likes of extremely fed Irelia that we saw in the first game here. So I think we're going to see some early ganks from Set, and I would wager mid lane is where he's going to set his sights on. You really want to get this Syndra ahead here, and she's going to be so great for you later on.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan from Hypnotic Gaming seems to be pretty much the same. Get that mid lane AD ahead. Make sure that the Mordekaiser just stays alive, basically doesn't need to go down early. Just play safe. But then we get, that Ezreal Karma bot side that's just going to poke as they scale into the mid and late game.
Yeah, that's right. Although it's fair to say Hypnotic Gaming has a comp that will scale very well into the late game as well. And it's going to be interesting because Set scales, like you said, past half an hour is almost never dies. And Gragas, on the other hand, past half an hour can kill almost anybody, because, man, he starts to hurt. So these team fights are going to be very interesting as we get out of laning phase. We're going to see how that one actually plays out.
Yeah, I mean, the Gragas kind of has like a little pet with him too, right? Like a little pet Yasuo. It's like, he's playing Tiger King. He's got a little baby Bengal in the early game. As the game grows on, it gets bigger and bigger. And, by that 25-minute, Yasuo's going to have 2 or 3 items. And now he's a full-grown Bengal, just, coming out of nowhere, surprising you, jumping from the trees, and
picking your arm up.
Respond? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's really going to be tough. I think vision control is going to be the most important part. You actually talked about it a little bit earlier on. It's really going to be that flash body slam from the Gragas. So you need to know where he's coming from, and that's really all it comes down to. Because you can't just let him blindside you with the body slam into the last breath. Because that's a really bad way to start off team fights.
I mean, they do at least have the opportunity to try and dodge it. That is the only, besides the explosive cast, the only guaranteed knockup that Yasuo will have available to him. Otherwise, he actually has to do the work himself. You know, get his hands a little dirty. Can't just sit on the sidelines and press R. But I mean, if you can kind of, you know, isolate the Gragas away from that, then it takes away a key component from the Yasuo.
Yeah, very true. And actually, I think the matchup I'm most concerned about too at this point is going to be that Urgot into Mordekaiser.
I am curious what your thoughts on it, because I have my own thoughts, and I'm curious what yours are.
See, I think Urgot could play pretty well into Mord just because Urgot's really good in a 1v1, even in a 2v1 scenario. So I imagine even if he does get pulled into the death realm, he is really good at kiting. So I could see him winning that 1v1 as well. So I think if Shanghai plays his cards right, he can beat Great Jace in lane.
And with that, I'm going to save my thoughts on the matchup for once we're in the game. So if you want to find out what I think about Urgot Mordekaiser, you are going to want to stay planted in those seats. We're going to be taking a short break while the Rift loads up and everybody gets their hands in the mud. But for now, like I said, stay tuned, folks, and we'll be right back with Game 2 of this Best of 5 series.
seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Grabbing that blue buff, they're just going to take the opposing one.
Yeah, and already the money in favor of Hypnotic Gaming once again, being able to proc. Well, actually, hold on, I lied because I thought Great Homie had a different item. Never mind, ignore me. But 3 people being hit by the empowered Q there versus 2 from game 1. It's a little bit of a small victory.
Yeah, it does force them to back, but ultimately doesn't really amount to too much. We have both junglers starting on the bottom side yet again and just start pathing their way top.
And we definitely see a more conservative walk to the lane from the League of Dolphins bottom laners. Not trying to be too aggressive this time. And Hail of Blades Kaisa. I'm still so torn every time I see this.
I understand why people run it, just because, again, you want to be able to proc her passive, and that extra attack speed is really useful to have early on, so I don't hate it.
I personally would rather run Lethal Tempo because I understand
Really?
trying to go for the early burst, but in the mid and late game, I feel like you can get more out of the Lethal Tempo because it lasts longer. You can potentially get 2 full procs of your passive out of it. I don't know. I just that's what I use when I play the Kaisa, and I've tried Halo Blades and I wasn't a fan.
No, I can kind of understand that, and we're actually already going to see a gank into the mid lane here.
That is okay, we saw that happen. Great scatter of the week there coming out from the Cinder. Great Jace kind of getting bullied here with that Conqueror Urgot pajama style on the top side.
And here's the thing, that mid lane gank, not successful, but now you have the flash out of the Syndra, which is a big problem now. And if you're Great Scruff, you're looking to try to freeze the lane, or freeze the minions on your side of lane, just because the Syndra really can't walk up lightly. Because next time Always There shows up, that's gonna be a kill.
All right, another engagement down in the bottom side. Great Homie getting the snare down.
Yeah, and it's really tough here. The trades aren't really working out in favor of the League of Dolphins bot lane. However, their bot laner is here. Just need Rhino to get a nice hook, especially because they might actually try to ward that bush any second now. They really need this element of surprise if they're going to make this work.
All right, Arcane shift away. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just see the Arcane shift and it's lane aborted. Gank aborted.
Yeah, you don't want to spend too much time if it isn't going to work out for you. So, Pocket Pick just goes on his merry way. Might try to look again because Hypnotic Viper and Great Homie are shoving the wave.
Oh, huge snare back in from Great Jace. Passive getting procced. Shanghai trying to get away, but forced to flash. You can see him burning down from the red buff, but very successful gank to follow up the mid lane gank. Oh no, Rhino tried so hard. Snare's gonna force the flash. Arcane shift aggressively is Hypnotic Viper, forcing them to run away. More Mystic shots landing onto Rhino though.
And this is getting really tough early on here for League of Dolphins all across the board. Everyone except Pocky Walkies has expended their flash. So it's been a good start here for Always There on this Gragas. All he has to do is regank one of these lanes, and that's very likely going to result in first blood here. So far, gold is even. Nobody's succeeded in doing too much of anything just yet. Not for lack of trying, of course. And we actually already see Great Homie going for a little bit of a roam here.
Yeah, I mean, they know there's no flash on that mid laner. We can see Always There as well. Gonna get scattered the weak, but wait, there's more. Great Homie with the snare, but it's just a little bit of a poke game. Nothing too dangerous once that gets away.
And really well played. Great scruff. Kind of keep on the aggressive to make it harder for this Syndra to farm. Already a 15 CS lead, and it just seems to be growing here. But on the contrary, Poggy is actually ahead of Hypnotic Viper on the bottom side here. So this could be quite helpful for them going forward. However, that Kaisa is alone, so does have to be careful because the Karma is on their way back.
But Pocket Pick just showing presence here in the mid lane, making sure that his mid laner's not too left out to dry. Not any mana available though for the Syndra, so you can see that she's really struggling to try and push this wave out, trying to go back to base.
Yeah, and like you said, that's why the jungler shows up in the first place. Didn't quite get the shove that they might have wanted, but hopefully they make for a quick base and come back. McLeod Drake is already up and basically up for grabs, but so far, all Hypnotic Gaming are going to do is grab the scuttle. And then look, we see the bottom waves pushed in yet again, and now, just like that, Hypnotic Viper's actually taking a CS lead.
Yeah, Kaisa can eventually struggle to, or sometimes struggle to farm under towers. Does have the pickaxe though, so it really shouldn't be an issue. Unless, you know, you're getting some interference potentially by, you know, spamming Q too often, or the junglers coming in and making it difficult for you.
Yeah, and then Ezreal actually went for the Sheen as well, so no extra damage available to him here. We're going to see a fight in the top
Death
side.
Realm going down, level 6s apiece. You can see the missile in Great Jace's chest, but he just wasn't able to get down to that 20% execute range. And he does flash forward to secure the kill, but you can definitely see that Shanghai thought he had the damage, and then it just didn't come together the way he wanted.
And the interesting thing was, if he was able to poke just a little bit more, he actually might have gotten that execute off. But Great Jace, knowing this, knowing he needs to push advantage, goes for the flash.
Dredge line gonna go in. The ultimate coming out from Poggy Woggies, but not enough damage. The Halo Blades already being procced, not able to finish it. But Rhino showing a little bit more oomph onto the Nautilus.
Oh yeah, I like it. Especially now he's about to get to level 6. Meaning the depth charge is going to be available. Oh no, we got a bad situation here.
True Shot Barrage goes through, always there with the kill steal. Scatter of the Week going to get blocked in the mid lane as well. Showstopper coming through, Facebreaker as well. Here comes the Haymaker, but Poggy Woggies picks up one, throws out the Void Missile. Not able to pick up the second, but a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
And that is actually not a bad trade. Oh no.
Gets the flash, still gets hit by the tornado, but does survive, is Doc.
Yeah, but it's getting tougher and tougher for Doc. Has to build the Seeker's Arm Guard first. Might possibly build that into the Zanyas, or is just going to hold on to that while building potentially Luden's Echo here. But on the bot side, Kaisa getting that first kill is going to be pretty helpful. They've set up a nice bit of vision in that river too. So Kaisa actually wants to go for the Berserker Greaves first. Wants even more attack speed there. Is going to rely on proccing that passive for damage for the next little bit.
We do finally see a completed Tear of the Goddess from Doc, along with those Berserker Greaves, slowly getting to where they want to be in the lane. Is technically about a half item ahead of the Ezreal with the boots completion. Well, kind of. I guess the math is kind of the same because Pickaxe is 875, whereas Sheen's 1050. So it's 200 gold difference.
Yeah, so it's relatively pretty even, and it's really back and forth in this bottom lane as well with CS leads here, because now Poggy Woggies has the lead, and that's actually going to be the second Drake in favor of League of Dolphins this time. So far we're 1-for-1, and... Oh, no, excuse me. That was the first dragon. What am I talking about? Infernal Soul is going to be next, but we have a little scuffle mid lane. A
nice little Scatter of the Week. Great Scruff's actually going to flash away from his wind wall. He does stay alive by a hair, though. He's now walking away with
35 health.
37 HP. Death Realm on the Pocket Pig. Big hammer coming down. And that is gonna do it for the jungler of League of Dolphins. Shanghai gonna help him out a little bit. All right. Good flash away from the hammer. And now it's a 2v1 against this Great Jace monster. Hook lands onto the Karma. Depth charge as well. Massive damage. The flash away keeps her safe and alive. Shanghai doesn't have the execute ultimate, so he cannot take this fight. Great Jace, though, getting the crab speed up. Trying to get the kill. One more hammer, and the killing spree is on.
And this Mordekaiser is starting to get up there. Does have a shutdown available here. And wow, looks like Hypnotic Viper. This is doing a lot of damage. This is a potential double kill if you don't back off here. That's what I'd do if I was the bot lane of League of Dolphins here.
Yeah, Ezreal in a pretty good spot right now. We're seeing a ton of him being played around the world. But now, all right, Pocket Pig versus always there. Who wins it? Body Slam's not going to get him out of danger. But the Great Scruff help is in. Explosive Cask into Last Breath, but the Showstopper trying to keep him alive. But Pocket Pig is trying to live, trying to survive. Gonna bait in Great Scruff for just a little bit longer. And that is a very great teleport from Shanghai, making sure he keeps his jungler alive and that you get a little bit for yourself.
Yeah, it does work out really well, but it might not work as well as he hopes, because actually Shanghai doesn't. No, Great Jace looks like he actually does want to fight this.
Always there. I'm not sure where all his health went. I think he ate a bunch of tower shots, but he gets a lot of gold for it.
Yeah, he does. A nice chunk of 500 gold. The top tower is really low now as a result, too. So it's going to be tough and probably mean Shanghai does have to think a little bit more before roaming now, because it's going to be tough for him to actually be able to... It's going to be really tough. He's going to have to get some serious value out of it, because he knows in the back of his mind he's basically going to be trading the tower for it. Now, if we look across to the items here, not a whole lot of developments. We're going to see Pocky Woggies does finish the Manamune, and we're actually going to see Hypnotic Viper do the same. And with the Sheen already available, Hypnotic Viper is well on his way to finishing, well, not well on his way, about a third of the way to finishing that Trinity Force.
And now that we've reached far enough into the game to make sure that everybody who was watching earlier is still watching, I think it's time for me to talk about how I feel about this Urgot Mordekaiser
Oh, I know,
matchup.
you're really making us wait for it.
It's only 13 and a half minutes into the game, but the reason I want to bring it up now is because of the items we are seeing come in from Great Jace. All right, we're going to see a kill in the mid lane here, though. Doc trying to get some defensive stats in, but had already used his scat of the week. But all right, Ninja Tabby, Bramble Vest essentially deletes Urgot from the game, because one of the biggest things that Urgot brings to the lane is that minigun spam. But every time you activate that in the face of a Bramble Vest, you are eating so much return damage. And, you know, he can no longer do anything. All right, jump in. Doc explodes Great Scruff with a nicely timed scatter of the week. And now they engage from Rhino into the bottom lane. Poggy Woggies, though, says not today. They're going to get the Arcane Shift, and Rhino gets secured by Always There.
And you know what? I like how brave we're seeing Rhino get now playing that Nautilus, but unfortunately, Always There was just lying in wait and manages to secure a kill, another kill for himself, I should say. And now we have 3 members in the bottom lane here. They might be trying to make a play, it looks like.
Basebreaker comes in, unstoppable power goes through, and now Pocket Pig trying to run for his life. He is donezo, though. 2-man stun on a Doc. Poggy Woggies trying to stay alive against the uber-fed top laner. Flashes away once the Death Realm ends. Slow coming in from Doc. They could potentially tower dive this. They do have the tools and the wherewithal.
Yeah.
But it does look like the call is just a fall back to that Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, very likely. at this point, you don't really need to go for this tower dive. You already have members of them backing off, and you're going to actually get the tower forward. So they just want to secure this Drake. Now it's going to be 1-1. As we also find out what the soul is actually going to be, and it looks like it's going to be Ocean Soul. Again, one of those souls you just want on any team.
Shanghai gets caught up in the last breath, plus the ignite. Too much damage coming out of that Yasuo already. That is his first kill of the game, but it doesn't matter. He has a 30 CS lead on Syndra. And if you do the math, that's almost 2 takedowns on its own.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Already has the Phantom Dancer built as well. Berserker Creep's first item, as is tradition, but still, Doc is no slouch either. Does have the Sork shoes, has built Zhonya's, so will add to a bit of their survivability if they manage to get, or if they end up getting dived on. So there's still a lot of work for the Syndra to do here, and does land the Scatter of the Week, might actually get a kill.
Yeah. Oh no, the heal Karma Shield 2 clutch.
I think that was Guardian actually.
Pocket pick showstoppers through. Great Scruff's not really feeling it. He's not having a good time. He regrets his life decisions. Gets the wind wall on the execute. And Great Scruff eventually goes down to Shanghai. But that was a highlight play.
Yeah, a little bit here. And it's going to be... Looks like Hypnotic Gaming do just want to get out of this river as well. They don't want to actually be fighting here. And it's interesting. We see the lane swap already in place. And we have an interesting matchup here in the bottom lane. This Mordekaiser is really strong, like we've seen. His ability to isolate you kind of invalidates this 2v1 scenario. So you really got to be careful if you're the bot lane. I would actually consider a lane swap on the side of League of Dolphins as well.
Yeah, I mean, already having completed that Leandrius means that he can full clear a wave with just 2 of his abilities, as long as it's not a cannon wave. So it's going to be very difficult to try and push into his tower, even with that, marksman support combo. And so, I mean, I definitely agree. I think the call is put the Urgot back into that lane. I know he was struggling with it a little bit and is kind of countered by the itemization, but he's the only one with enough defensive stats to really contend with him, I feel.
Oh, I definitely agree with you there. And so far, it seems like it is going to be the case. Both Shanghai and Pocket Pick are here to try and deal with Great Jace, but just walking up straight down in front of him like that kind of shows me they weren't really intending to fight him, because maybe they don't think they can. They just want to try and make him back off a little bit. Make him know that Pocket Pick's always watching you.
The ever-present jungler on an 0-2-5 scoreline is ahead in CS, though, above his opponent in the Gragas. Rift Herald on the top side, going to be going down. The second one of the game also being picked up. But all right, Hypnotic Viper, no heal that time means it is dead. And now Shanghai trying to run away from this Great Jace Mordekaiser. Death Realm is going to expire. He's going to get showstoppered under the tower, face broken, trying to get through the shield. Great Jace, though, not able to survive. Shut down from Pocket Pick.
Oh, that's a nice little bit of money there for the side of Pocket Pick. That might be enough too. He has the Tiamat, Jorm's Fist, looking to build that Titanic Hydra. And as we're going to see Hypnotic Gaming drop the Rift Herald mid, and that's probably going to be the end of this mid-tier 1 tower. Although they do want to try and...
stayed alive a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, and it looks like they don't actually want to fight it here. Always there, and Great Homie are just probably going to back off. But let's be real, you blow on this tower and it's done so.
A light breeze could swing by in the meantime and do the same thing. But, yeah, I mean, Syndra seems to be getting a little out of control.
Yeah.
Winning the marksman matchup there with a couple well-placed stuns. We're going to have to see... Oh, no. Rhino is just all in. He is in the go mentality.
Because you can see he's built up a little armor, a little magic resist. He's not afraid of anybody anymore. And we're at this point now, outside of the laning phase, he hooks someone, a real good chance that they just die. And that's the kind of thing you want to set up for your team here. You can see less than a minute till the next Drake coming up. League of Dolphins are trying to secure some vision, grab that scuttle and whatever else they might need to try and set themselves up further. Might even be looking to get some deep boards here.
Pings are connecting onto Shanghai. We're going to see if anybody decides to face check this bush, because it could be on, but the answer is go time. Rhino with the flash trench line onto the enemy jungler. Depth charge follows shortly. Shut down coming in from Pocket Pick, and now Great Jace is trying to 1v5. He's going to take down Doc. Potentially, yes, he does, but it's not long for the world. Gets traded out, and now Poggy Woggies is going in. Great Scruff trying to dash on through, finding some friends in the form of the team. But Pocket Pick with the flash play again. Now Hypnotic Viper gets showstoppered, and Pocket Pick trades his life for the ideal marksman body. But it looks like the escape has happened. Hypnotic Viper just trying to lay down some covering fire for his support as we try to see who decides to eventually get this dragon. But Hypnotic Viper is just raining damage down.
Yeah, he gets the shield and the speed boost from the Karma. Shanghai is basically not able to do anything in this scenario. Oh man, he is getting
teleport
very low
coming
there.
in. Poggy Woggies gets annihilated by 2 Mystic shots. The Dragon's gonna go down to the blue squad. Laud trying to make away with something, but the empowered movement speed coming in from the Karma means that Great Chase picking up his 6th kill of the game. But in the end, they only trade 5 for 1.
Oh,
Yeah, they only trade 5 for 1 for the Dragon. You know, that's totally worth. Actually, it was a 5 for 1. It was no, it was much more than 5 for 1. 5 for 3. But
still, honestly, you end up getting the second dragon. One more does offer you a lot of pressure, so it's not bad. However, I want to talk about this Baron plate we're seeing. They're just walking up here. We have 3 spawn timers still counting down to Hypnotic Gamer. Oh my god.
Baron, by the way, though, is going to be going down to Hypnotic Gaming. Talk to me about it.
Well, that's already going to guarantee they're probably going to try and push down mid to try and get a tier 2 tower. But not only that, you can have Great Scruff on the Yasuo split push, and it looks like he is going to go top lane. That kill on the Hypnotic Viper means there's only 4 Baron buffs. But I think based on this, actually, they might try to go make a push in 3 different lanes here. But you got to be careful. Whoever's with Hypnotic Viper has to make sure he doesn't get hit by another Scatter of the Weeks. I think that's the 3rd time Doc has done it, and 2 out of 3 times he's Hypnotic Viper has just died.
Oh man, yeah. He has Arcane Shift. He has Flash available. It's very difficult to see how he's getting hit by these. But like you said, they have an incredibly strong 1-3-1 on the side of Hypnotic Gaming.
Yeah, that's right, they do. And although you get a bottom tier 1 here for Shanghai, which is actually pretty good, he probably does want to back off right now. Not a whole lot of vision for the side of League of Dolphins. They're mostly in the dark here. So right in front of them. Oh my god. Oh, just missed the hook.
Oh, but the auto attack from Poggy Woggies after the ultimate in. Hypnotic Viper getting caught once again with his pants down. It's becoming a trend in the bottom mid lane.
It is. And that Scatter of the Week, it's so difficult once it lands on you and you're such a squishy person like an ADC. You're going to get blown up. So I'm starting to wonder, although it's like we said, this 1-3-1 is very possible here for the side of Hypnotic Gaming. They got to play it well. Luckily, though, they lost Hypnotic Viper only, who's actually the only one who didn't have a Baron buff available, so they technically didn't lose anything in that regard. However, it's been about almost 2 minutes since that Baron went down, and we're not seeing a whole lot of progress here. They can barely get past the point side of the map.
Death Realm on to Shenanigans, who does have to contest with this Bramble Vest. But,
God.
I mean, this is exactly how I expected this lane to go. You know, I didn't expect it to be this hard for Shanghai. I know that this is a bad matchup for Urgot just because Bramble Vest exists, but the Mordekaiser has just been on a tear all game long, having 2 full damage items now. There's no world where Shanghai can survive against it.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. We're running towards the end of time of the time of these Baron buffs. And you can see Rhino, he's looking for that hook to try and set up a really important fight. But if Hypnotic Gaming, you got to do something here. You got to get something for this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, they have these increased stats. They have the buffed minions. They get the tier 1 in the bottom lane finally. But to have that be the only outcome from your Baron feels a little weak.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like they're just resigning. They don't want to take the 5v5 at the moment here and just settle for warding off Dragon, a couple deep wards on the bottom side jungle here of League of Dolphins. And they're fine with it. You can see Hypnotic Gaming are really strong at the moment. 2 items for pretty much everybody and going on 3. The Ezreal has completed the Muramana as well. So he's starting to look really strong at the moment and has already bought a Vampiric Scepter.
Gonna be building up to that Blade of the Ruined King eventually.
One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. Whereas we are seeing the Mercurial Scimitar attempt from Poggy Woggies. And with Mordekaiser on the top side, he's teleporting down. They want to fight for this dragon. The engagement is on. Dragon started. Great Jace gonna walk up, gets caught up, does take down the jungler, but the blue team still secures the dragon. There is so much happening on my screen. Pocket Pick gonna survive the death realm, flashes away. Great Scruff is the only one down so far. Flash in from Great Jace, gets 1, gonna get 2. So much damage out of this Mordekaiser. Double kill actually going over to Hypnotic Viper. But Soul Point now in favor of League of Dolphins. The scoop onto Doc. We do get the Insta-Zonias, but oh, the barrel pop there from Always. And now it is just up to Poggy Woggies with his good friend Rhino trying to defend this base against the no longer Baron buffed Hypnotic Gaming squad.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. There is the threat of the hook from the Nautilus, but Rhino's already chunked despite how tanky he is at the moment. Still, Hypnotic Gaming are going to back off. They don't want to risk giving another kill over to Poggy Woggies, who's just getting pretty strong. Has the Muramana also built Ginsu's. And like you said, going towards that Mercurial Scimitar as QSS is being built here. And even Doc is getting up there in strength as well. Completed the Luden's Echo. Has a Blasting Wand, so is already going towards another item here. Probably, if I had to guess, I would say the Morello Nomicon. Yeah, actually, we're seeing the we're seeing the Amp Tome and the Ruby Crystal. It's Morello.
Eventually going to find his way into an Oblivion Orb.
Yeah. Yep.
There's quite a bit of healing on Hypnotic Gaming. Not so much on Laud, though. Yet we are still seeing a Morello Nomicon on the jungler. It's a lot of gold being spent for that item from a jungle perspective.
Yeah, I think in that case, since Cinderhawk, Runic Echoes basically works the same way Luden's does. Morello just offers a lot with the extra health, with the magic pen, and even the grievous wounds. Even though it isn't necessarily applicable for the most part of the League of Dolphins, this is an overall great item to have as Gragas, who basically just purely builds DPS.
Does get a little bit of armor penetration in there as well, because we can see no magic resist essentially in favor of Laud. We do see the Gargoyle Stone Plate on the Nautilus support, but I mean, Aegis of the Legion has a little bit. Merc Tread seems to be the most prevalent, but Morello Nomicon kind of invalidates all of that as we see the Baron being started up. Shanghai just forced a flash immediately, but now it's on to this Mordekaiser. He pops the Death Realm onto Rhino, who is surprisingly tanky. Will he survive it? He will, but the 3-man scoop! Showstopper as well, that's the haymaker, but it's not enough! Triple kill coming in, quadra kill for Hypnotic Viper! He is making up for all of those deaths in the mid lane.
And you can see, just like in the last game, Pocket Pick doing the absolute best that he can. Chunks many members of Hypnotic Gaming, but that isn't quite enough. And I love this play from Hypnotic Gaming as well. Going for the bait onto the Baron and immediately turning onto League of Dolphins and just ripping them to shreds. And I gotta say, Doctor, I think this time around they're gonna get a lot more value out of this Baron buff, as we can already see Great Scruff is knocking on that inhibitor turret.
Yeah, and they're gonna try for two. You know, they have, like you said, Great Scruff in the mid lane, eating a couple tower shots. All right, I thought they were gonna go for more in the top lane. They're actually gonna have to
Yeah,
give
really
up.
surprised.
Yeah, they're gonna have to give up on the mid lane as well, I believe. So they got the mid tower, so they broke the base. They can now kind of just do that again, and they should get the inhibitor.
Yeah, you know what? I think part of this is because they were sitting on a lot of money anyway. They grabbed the two turrets and decided, okay, we have some time on this Baron buff. Let's stock up and take a really good fight. Because here's the thing too, you have this Ezreal 3 items deep, now has the BF sword, now has the Hex drinker. You see, Great Scruff buys the GA as well, so they're just really strong here. Relay Scepter on Great Jace as well. Now they're ready for this 5v5, Doctor, and you can see they're looking for it here as they know it's soul point for League of Dolphins.
Shoot!
They can't let go of this dragon.
Rhino trying to get away with the dredge line, but it's not enough. Red buff on Hypnotic Viper means he just shreds
He just
right through
hurts.
Shanghai. That was a lot of damage. I want to see that death recap, please. If Shanghai could just screenshot that for me, because it's gonna say like 4,000 damage in 0.2 seconds. But they're gonna be able to pick up their first Ocean Drake for the game, and Great Jace is just walking it down mid, knowing that nobody can contest him.
Yeah, not anymore. At this point, level 18, so strong, 4 items deep too. And as soon as anyone jumps up on them, he's just gonna ult them. Oh no, but he's getting comboed.
He does get the ult off onto Pocket Pick, trying to stay alive. Haymaker's not going to connect.
No.
The flash away, flash in. He survives the death thrum, only to get caught by the big man's hammer. And Great Jace is still so tanky. Unleash power coming through. Doc, though, gotta go down to Ezreal's revenge, and the last breath is gonna secure the game as well. Poggy Woggy's the only one alive, and that is one inhibitor down. And it's gonna be quickly being the Nexus as well.
And honestly, a lot closer of a game here. A much better showing from League of Dolphins to really put up a good fight. But unfortunately, they still end up coming up short here. And we're going to see like almost a 20k gold lead, 10 towers to 1. Hypnotic Gaming are going to win game 2. And they're going to go on to basically match point here in our grand finals.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw a pretty similar draft to their game one, rocking the Mordekaiser and the Karma support, keeping the idea with the semi-scaling marksman as well, the AD mid laner, and the high tempo ganking AP jungler. It's a strat that we've seen many, many times, and we will continue to see many, many times, but it really is a tried and true team composition.
Yeah, it definitely is. And now as we're gonna go into our last game, basically, I think this time around too, League of Dolphins, again, this time around for the most part, except for the Urgot pick, which you definitely turned out to be right there, Doctor. Just by buying that Bramble Vest, it made it a lot easier for Great Jace to just demolish Shanghai and pretty much every 1v1. So you just got to be able to draft better into those matchups, and you can't end up picking like that.
No, I definitely think you need to come up with a Mordekaiser band somewhere in your draft. I mean, they've picked it first rotation a couple times now, seems to be a nightmare. Everything is horrible.
Seriously.
Welcome once again, everybody, to the screens you are well known and probably will see again. All right, I'm gonna start over. That was a struggle, guys. Hold up. Welcome back, everybody, to the Unstoppable Premade Grand Finals, game number 3. I am the Doctor, being joined by Beatdown. Oh man, I'm struggling, man. Help me with this draft so far. I don't know what I did. I must have lost a lot of oxygen between games.
Well, they didn't really take my suggestion on the side of League of Dolphins. Also, teams are still saying on the same side, League of Dolphins blue, Hypnotic Gaming red, and they still end up opting to ban the Aphelios. Still want to ban the Irelia, that I'm fine with. And of course, the Renekton. This time they're going to first pick Ezreal because they want it, but then look, Hypnotic Gaming immediately take that set as a result. So it's going to be tough because Pocket Pick, so far all we've seen him play this series is set, and although he's been really impactful, can he do that on other champions? That's what I want to see.
There haven't been any jungle bans outside of the Olaf. Kind of Renekton. They did buff Renekton to be a jungler a little bit, but you're never going to play a crocodile in a jungle.
No, probably not. Doesn't sound right.
But so I'm curious, do they try and like counter pick the Mordekaiser? Like, we see the bottom lane already coming out from League of Dolphins, where they have one more pick in this half of the draft, and they pick the Urgot again.
I do not know about that one, especially after we saw, all of us watched what happened last game in Shanghai. Unfortunately, got dismantled there by the Mordekaiser, especially because, like we talked about,
there it is again.
The best Ninja Tabby, and we're just gonna see. Oh man, I'm really scared, Doctor. I feel like we're just gonna see a perfect replay of the last game in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Bramblevest invalidates the champion. It's such a good item for top lane because it just stops so many different, styles of champion in the top side. Syndraman coming out from Hypnotic Gaming. They recognized their AD carries one true weakness, which is being hit by Scatter the Weak.
That's everybody's weakness, let's be honest.
So they just removed that from the opportunity pool.
Yeah, I like it. And it shows a bit of adaptation here from Hypnotic Gaming. They're really fluid in how they make their decisions in picking compositions. And looks like their second wave of bans. No, now that they banned Syndra, they're also banning Cassiopeia. Really not a fan of these control mages. Can't really blame them. Scale really hard. They're really scary. So now we're going to see who League of Dolphins are going to pick. Or ban, rather. Excuse me. And it looks like it's going to be Varus.
Yeah, they're really targeting Hypnotic Viper in that marksman role. Banning away his Aphelios. Picking the Ezreal. Rumor is he can't play anything else, but he's just gonna go all out. Picks up the Vayne. Oh, that's a spicy pick, I feel.
Do you think so? I don't hate it. Like, you playing it with the oh come on, Braden. You're playing it with the Karma, so I feel like a lot of the previous strengths still apply. The Karma has that poke, has that root. You just have to be really careful because now League of Dolphins have the Bard, and you just gotta watch for that stun. But I feel like it's doable.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they drafted away from the melee ranged matchup. There hasn't been a situation where Hypnotic Gaming haven't gone Karma Mordekaiser first half of the draft, and so as League of Dolphins, they can really plan around that. Off draft, it doesn't seem like they did, but they have the opportunity to.
And once again, Hypnotic Gaming pick their mid laner last. They see the Echo, and they see the Echo and the Jarvan 4, and they know Echo's going in the mid lane, so they go for the LeBlanc, which is that's gonna be a little tough there. He's gonna have to be careful there on the Echo. But J4 is an interesting jungle pick because, again, a lot of early power there for Pocket Pick, but we could very easily see a level 3 gank.
Yeah, I mean, the LeBlanc's been banned away all series long so far. Hypnotic finally getting the opportunity to pick it up and run with it. and their team composition is just looking off the charts, hard to deal with. Set jungle, Mordekaiser top, LeBlanc middle, Karma Vayne bottom side. That just seems like a toughie.
What do you mean when you say a toughie?
Like how do you play into that composition? It's just such a good composition. Every single champion can pop off and win the game.
Oh,
solo.
you're talking about Hypnotic Gaming's comp. Yeah, you're definitely right. And the tough thing about it too is like it's gonna depend on some really good early game ganks, because again, you have the J4 who you want to make use of early on to set up some really good kills for your laners, but you need to create leads for them, because it's like you said, if we see what we saw in the first 2 games, Hypnotic Gaming are just going to end up getting a solo kill. One of their laners gets a solo kill, and then their jungler will just continue to play off of that as well. And we talked about how strong Set is now in the hands of Hypnotic Gaming. It is going to be more dangerous because Hypnotic Gaming have already been doing so well. We know Set is a really strong champion in the jungle, so these ganks are going to be tough.
Yeah, League of Dolphins, though, they have to play into the potential mind games. You know, Always There has been playing AP champions up until this point of the series. So maybe they get lucky and he decides to build that Runic Echoes once again, just, autopiloting into that, style of build path. And all of a sudden we got AP Set, which I'm pretty sure just doesn't work.
Wait, what?
I'm saying that's League of Dolphins' hope right now. Like, they need to hope that Set just misclicks and buys Runic Echoes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that would do it. Like, buys Runic Echoes, walks out of the fountain so he can't press undo. Yeah, that would be a travesty.
Exists.
Yeah, dude. And it's honestly saved me quite a bit, and I love it.
To be fair, though, there are a lot of times where AD carriers sometimes buy, like, double BF sword. Like, it can happen. League of Dolphins has hope, but man, I feel like this is such a tough matchup. The Echo, I don't like into the Blanc. Granted, they picked it first, so they got counter-picked. Bot lane, though, Ezreal Vayne is very odd because those 2 champions aren't going to have a lot of interactivity with each other. It's 100% up to these supports to really get the lane to do anything. But Vayne just scales so much harder.
Yeah, I don't know about so much harder. I think Ezreal still scales very well, and what we've seen throughout from the support of League of Dolphins playing, even though it was the Nautilus, he did start to get really aggressive and set up a lot of successful plays. So I do think he's going to be able to set up Hoggy Woggies. This time it just has to be a good stun.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a substitution in that support role as well. We do now have Bori joining us with the Bard, and I'm excited to see if he can pop off on this pick. It is a very interesting pick, but we are going to have to wait a couple more minutes. We are going to be heading to a short break, guys, while we set up the rift for these 2 teams to duke it out, potentially the last time, as Hypnotic Gaming is up 2-0. So don't move from your seat. We will be right back. back once again, everybody, here for the Unstoppable Pre-Made Grand Final Action Best of 5 Game 3. I am the Doctor, being joined by Beatdown Boulevard on the caster desk window thing that we got going on here in the Discord channel. And it is now do or die time for League of Dolphins. Their season could end here if they can't get it together.
Minion spawn.
That's right. This is a best of 5 series, and Hypnotic Gaming have just had League of Dolphins number at every turn here. And it looks like this time around, League of Dolphins aren't even going for the attempted invade that they like to go through here. It just seems like Hypnotic Gaming are pressuring them now. Actually, might be trying to make a play.
Yeah, I think they just want the vision. I don't really see them wanting to invade too hard. And they do get that ward down on the blue side. They do counter ward it though. And so there's yeah, go ahead.
No, still, at the end of the day, it's still a vision for Hypnotic Gaming. It makes it easier for them to be able to track pocket pick. So that's still a win for them in that regard, at least. Then it looks like, again, we're going to have both junglers start top side. And Great Jace looks like he's going to maybe try to mess with Shanghai. He's sitting in that bush. You might be waiting for him to walk out.
Yeah, I mean, these two players know how that lane shakes out. There's definitely some mind games happening there. Great Jace does need about 1,000 gold before he can really delete the Urgot from the game. But it doesn't take too long to get there.
No, not at all. We're already seeing a little bit of a level 1 skirmish in the bot lane here. But again, I think if I'm on the side of League of Dolphins, I want Pocket Pick to hit level 3 as soon as possible and immediately try to make a play mid.
They do know where he is, though. He did clear the jungle fast style. I actually did an absolutely full clear, and the ward was still alive, which is pretty crazy. But they see him. It's just now timing out, so they don't have the knowledge of him walking back down into his wolf side camp.
Yeah, which could be beneficial for him. We're actually going to see Doc. He's really going for it here.
You kind of have to as the Echo in that matchup. You know, early on in the game, you're not getting, perma-chained, every second of your life. You really need to be pushing the tempo. Speaking of tempo, Shanghai gonna dive the wrong way, eats a tower shot, and now always there, living up to the name and failing his flash. Shanghai trying to get away. He will eventually find a LeBlanc face breaker, soon to be up though. Oh no, it did not connect, but Great Scruff lands the chains. Parallel converges on a 2 though. The ignite's enough for Great Scruff to get the kill though. First blood.
And worst part too is I think Doc ended up igniting the LeBlanc clone in that fight, so wasn't able to secure the kill. I don't think it would have mattered either way, but something about hitting a clone it just doesn't feel as good here. And we're gonna see Always There help Great Scruff just shove the wave in so he can get a reset off. We're gonna see the parallel convergence again, but the face breaker from Always There actually prevents him from walking into it and stopping Great Scruff.
Yeah, really nice help there from Always There on the set. Jarvan showed up, trying to keep some pressure off of that as well. I'm curious if we're going to try and see a freeze come out from Doc in that, melee matchup.
Yeah, you want to give yourself every advantage you can there in that scenario. You want to make it easier for your jungler to gank you too. Speaking of, Pocket Pick's looking topside.
Flashes after the dodge there, pops the shield as well. Shanghai trying to get it done. Not enough skill cooldowns available, though. So, Great Jace able to get away with his life.
Yeah, which was really important there, but it did cost him his flash. Another scenario like that happens again. Great Jace will die. And we're going to see now bot side a little bit of a skirmish going on here, but not a whole lot coming of it. Foggy Woggies dodges the root.
Oh, but we do see a potential gank in the top side again. Chat's in a couple seconds behind. I just hit 505.
Oh, and I hit 507. So
cursed spectator that client has brought us through. Chain's going to connect on to the Ezreal, however, or not Ezreal, Echo. Too many
There you
E's
go.
in this game. Too many E's. But Bori seems to be holding this lane quite effectively. You know, we're seeing a very different play style coming out from League of Dolphins.
Yeah, that's right. And I think we're getting close to the point where Bori's going to start roaming the ever elusive Chimes hunt. Oh, wow. Doc takes an unnecessary tower shot there, but does manage to shove in the wave and might actually be looking for a roam bottom.
Yeah, I mean, tower shots kind of happen. All right, the engage from Shanghai. Going to take another tower shot himself. He is a level down and always there making his appearance as well. It is going to be another kill for Great Jace, though. Down in the bot side, they do trade Ignite for the flash on Great Homie.
And this is tough for Shanghai, too. We already know that this is only going to get worse once that Bramble Vest is built by Great Jace. And already Jace gets a kill, gets Shanghai's teleport, because he has to teleport back to lane. And this is going to get tough here. Overall, we're seeing the CS lead in favor of Hypnotic Gaming in almost every lane, except for the jungler. But even then, Always There has been really effective so far, really just focusing on a lot of early ganks. Again, getting his lanes ahead.
Doing what he can. Doesn't even need a jungle item, just sticking on the machete. But I do like that we're seeing Pocket Pick go for the defensive builds on the Jarvan. I feel like too often we see Warrior enchant Jarvan, you know, get a lead and then just instantly throw it away by spending damage items, face breaker, just chilling in the parallel convergence. Always There though, just saying, hey, hello, what's up? And
Hey,
she's
how
gonna
are
go
ya?
back to going back to farming. Why not?
Yeah, and I gotta agree with you there too. J4 probably does work a lot better with tankier items. Wow,
Why?
Doc taking another 2 tower shots. Hey.
Why? Why?
Okay, before I know you said tower shots happen, and you're right, Doctor, but that's a little bad.
You hate to see it, but the Bramble Vest being completed in the top side means that top lane's now over. Shanghai can comfortably type GG go next in chat. Great smite coming out there from Pocket Pick. Can he get out with his life, though, is going to be the question.
Yeah, I mean, Almost There probably shouldn't be committing, especially because Pocket Pick hit level 6, has the ultimate available. Showstopper isn't up there for Always There, so he's just going to have to concede and accept that his buff was just taken from him like that. And now, that is good. The farm lead between junglers is growing more and more. Doc really not afraid of pushing and forcing the situation against this LeBlanc.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's been paying off.
Yeah, she had no mana there, so they know that there's no danger of the potential re-engage, and they're going to shove that into tower. Try and even up the CS differential a little bit. It's only 2, but hey, like you said, every bit counts.
Yeah, that's right, it does. And now we're 8 minutes, 54 seconds into the game. And it looks like these CS leads are a little back and forth on the bot side again. We're going to see Hypnotic Gaming try to take this Mountain Drake, and it looks like they should be able to get it done. Flash comes out, though.
Wait! Pocket Pick still able to secure it. Showstopper and Cataclysm go off at the same time, canceling each other out.
Wait, yeah.
Hypnotic Viper into the wall. 2-man stun coming out of Doc, though. He's going to pick up 1 kill. Great scruff running for the hills. And here comes Bori in the engagement party. Does get a 2-man stun as well. Always There. Going to pop the haymaker. Woggy's forced to flash back over the wall. Pocket Pick takes down the opposing jungler, and Doc picking up his 2nd kill of the game. Great Jace is on the offensive as well, decimating the competition, picking up his 2nd of the game.
And man, what a good dragon fight that was, especially with the overcommitment from Hypnotic Gaming, trying to go over the wall there into, like you call, a 2-man parallel convergence stun, and it was just a disaster movie from there. Hypnotic Gaming, though, all they do is really forfeit the lead they had. Now goals are dead. Gold is dead even for both sides. And Doc is actually now ahead of Great Scruff. But again, we all know LeBlanc so well. And in time, she is going to become very annoying for that Echo.
I do have to question, and thank you to chat for pointing this out for me. There's a serrated Dirk that has been completed by
Karma.
Great Homie, who,
That is a good
in case you can't see, is playing Karma. An ability
AP
power
champion.
AP champion in the
Yeah.
support role. Tanking all of these Mystic shots though to make sure that that Canyon minion survives.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a thonker. I don't even know if lethality does anything for AP champions, but again, it doesn't matter. It's armor. Doesn't. I just have a lot of questions. I gotta be honest.
I don't think we're gonna get the answers, so I think it's best
I
to
actually
just
don't
move
want
on.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Instead, we're just gonna look at other itemization. I'm gonna ignore that serrated Dirk entirely. We see that Hypnotic Vipers already has Berserker Greaves, Vampiric Scepter, pretty
Actually, hold
standard
up.
stuff. Oh, go on.
I'm gonna go back to the serrated Dirk thing.
Oh my god. Okay.
Umbral Glaive
Yeah.
builds out of a serrated Dirk,
Yeah.
and it means that you now have a free ward clear on top of your Oracle Sweeper. Pocket pick, getting the flag and drag
Whoa.
combo in the top side. Facebreaker not coming together. Great Jace though, so much bigger than the Urgot, means that pocket pick kind of has to run away.
Yeah, no top pressure at all means it's going to be tough to actually secure that Rift Herald for yourself, but you can make it a lot harder on Hypnotic Gaming to be able to get it done. You know, clear a couple of their wards, all that good stuff. Oh no, Dock into the Shadow Realm.
No, the Shadow Realm canceling out the parallel convergence. Great Jace just trying to survive. Big two-man ultimate, though. It's not quite enough because Pocket Pick is helping the jungler. But Shanghai getting the assassination, corruption, shutdown into Bori. And 2 for 0 in the mid lane. Huge turnaround out of League of Dolphins.
And that's another really good fight here from the side of League of Dolphins, and they're going to get quite a handful of plates for it as well. They are actually now in the lead here by about 1,000 gold, and they're definitely ahead in kills here. Hypnotic Viper really trying to change that, but isn't going to do too much, and that successful fight means now they can add a little pressure on this Rift Herald, although with a teleport, Bori might need a little bit of help.
Does start up the Heralds, and Bori is never going to be able to contest the Mordekaiser, but I mean, it's tough because we see this great play coming out from League of Dolphins, but I don't know, do they have an answer for the Mordekaiser? I think it's tough to try and say they do.
No, and again, it's going to be a lot of those really cheeky fights that you weren't really expecting. Again, it was a gank, it was a roam. That's what won that for League of Dolphins. But soon as we get out of laning phase, as we start going into these 5v5s, that is going to be a lot tougher because I think Hypnotic Gaming have a better 5v5. And the itemization from League of Dolphins there isn't a big enough difference for it to actually mean anything because we can see that it looks like Doc might actually die here too.
Yeah, the permachain's coming out. Only gets him to about half HP, so he can survive another day.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we're seeing all around here, Hypnotic Gaming. They've actually even lowered that gold disparity. Now it's only about 700. So they're not even hurting too much at the moment.
All right, sweeped back in. Shanghai not really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. He is eventually gonna get taken down again. Third time's the charm.
I don't think it was, especially with a 2-level. When you're 2 levels down too, this Mordekaiser has the Bramble Vest. Like we keep talking about it, that alone doesn't work. But 2 levels down, you don't fight that. Just concede CS. At the end of the day, you're just feeding great Jace kills. You're just gonna get this Mordekaiser stronger and stronger, and that's gonna be the first turret down there in the top side. And as it just seems like Shanghai is just gonna become more and more relevant as the game goes on.
They do get the second charge off the Herald as well. And Dragon now being the call for League of Dolphins.
And it's actually a really good call because you see they're making a play topside, the dragon's up, and your jungler is nearby, so it's fine for you to try and just take that dragon as well. And they're going to successfully take it. I believe that's their second dragon. My league client is bugging right now, so I can't actually see how many dragons they have.
Yeah, same actually.
Oh, that's right. It's happening to you too. I'm fairly certain blue team also got that first dragon, so I can confidently say League of Dolphins have the first 2 drakes.
I'm kind of torn because it used to say on the character portraits, which is tough.
Yeah.
But it no longer does. And so, unfortunately, due to our production team president Travis also having the same bug, dragons are a mystery this game. Nobody knows, and we will have to come back to you at a later time once a soul gets taken. Let's see. I see in the chat, Jarvan has slain an ocean drake, and Jarvan has slain a mountain drake.
See, there you go. So that's 2 up for League of Dolphins. I promise I'll keep track from this moment forward. Thank you, chat. So League of Dolphins, that's not bad. 1 more dragon would be really good for them because that would be soul point.
It was game
chat. A lot of pressure on the bottom side.
Thankfully.
It was game chat. Well, thank you, game chat.
But yeah, thankfully Riot has put in safeguards against their own client to make sure that knowledge can be passed around.
Yeah.
But Umbroglaive completed now onto Karma.
The prediction was correct. So there is that extra bit of ward clear, which I find really interesting. You know what? With the damage available in Hypnotic Gaming's comp, it's okay that you don't build that much damage, and we're already seeing that Umbroglaive, go to work here.
I'm just gonna outright say it's a troll item, and
really
don't replicate this in your solo queue games, kids.
Oh yeah, probably not.
Although you have to give it to him. Instead of taking 3 auto attacks to take down a ward, he just goes in Chad-like and overpowers it with the 1. Doesn't actually mean anything, but you know, it saves you the 2 seconds, I guess.
To auto it 2 more times, yeah. It's OP, bro.
Pocket pick, trying to hold the line against Great Jace. Meanwhile, Shanghai dodging chains for his life. I don't know, why is your jungler holding the bottom lane?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I feel like you probably want someone else here, but if you think about it, who on this team can actually contest the Mordekaiser? Maybe Doc, who is pretty strong at the moment, but he would have to play that matchup really carefully. We know Shanghai is not going to be able to do it, so really the only easy answer is pocket pick on this J4.
Who was still abused pretty hard. Big stun coming out. Poggy Woggies landing the True Shot Barrage. The heal keeping Hypnotic Viper alive for now, though. Shanghai flashes in, gets the execute, and the fear on top of it. Showstopper trying to keep always there alive, but it is not enough. That is a 2-for-0 in the middle lane, going over to League of Dolphins. Their 1-3-1 just coming out stronger.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's these really good roams that are coming out from Shanghai. He ends up being in the right place at the right time, and you just hate to see that there in the top side.
The chain locking him down under the tower.
Yeah.
You hate to see it, folks. And that is a bottom lane tier 1 going is down as well over to Great Jace. And Dragon spawning in some unknown amount of time. Maybe they pinged it in chat. No, they didn't. So I don't know.
Less than a minute. We know that for sure. And I think it's interesting to note, too, that Always There is actually really behind in farm now and experience. You see there's a 2-level difference between him and Pocket Pick. And it does make it hard if you're trying to 50-50 dragons. And even though, okay, now Always There's level 10, a Pocket Pick still has the better smite. So in this scenario, you want to get better vision control on that bottom river if you want to get your first Drake. Because again, Hypnotic Gaming can't let League of Dolphins just simply pick up their 3rd Drake casually. Because, you know, being 1 away from Dragon Soul is a lot of pressure on that bottom side.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully they do have great Jace, who with control of the Death Realm can really delete the opposing jungler in a way, and eliminate the smite potential. He is still in mid lane though, so he does have to join his team a little bit.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It looks like they're just going to try and burst down the dragon as quickly as possible. There
Yep.
it is.
That is the Death Realm coming out. Red team securing the dragon. Pocket pick 1v2ing the top laner now. Sacrificial Shanghai going in is going to get taken down by Always There. That'll help him keep back up. Distortion in, but no takedowns just yet. True Shot Barrage just trying to clear the wave, but this LeBlanc is thirsty. And that should be potentially the engage coming out. Pocket pick picking up one on the Great Jace. Another one landing onto the Karma lethality. Doc finally showing his way into the game, getting the kill on the LeBlanc as well. And now Poggy Woggies trying to run down the opposing jungler and AD carry, but they are able to get away with their life.
And that was a really good fight there from League of Dolphins. Still ahead in kills, but unfortunately, they can't quite keep a gold lead going for them. You can see there from the itemization that we have... You see the Urgot is built. The Black Cleaver has Hex Drinker, but it is tough again for him to 1v1 Great Jace. We keep talking about it. Although Doc is actually quite strong now, has the Proto Belt, has the Lich Bane as well. So between him and Poggy Woggies, there's a lot of damage to be done there. So Hypnotic Gaming do have to play this smart if they want to try and pull away. Because at the moment, it's only about 200-300 gold separating these teams.
And we haven't yet hit the point.
Now it's none.
We haven't hit the point yet in the game where gold doesn't matter. So, I mean, we will continue to see it ramp up. Ezreal's still waiting to complete this Mirror Mana, which is when he, really comes online. But, I mean, we are a little bit of ways. Will the game tell me how far? 663 out of 750. So we're just about there. We're looking at about a 24-minute Mirror Mana, probably then, from the Ezreal. But, I mean, he's already putting out so much damage with just these two items.
Yeah, that's right. And you see the Veins already completed for a little bit of time now. The Blade of the Rune King. You see the Recurve Bow as well. Very likely going to build into the Ginsus. Want that attack speed for Vayne. Again, similar to Kaisa, it's about proccing that passive more than anything else for that nice bit of damage.
Yeah, plus you get the double up eventually. Really nice and cutting out, some of these tankier champions. Great Jace, though, popping the Death Realm onto Bori. The counter ultimate, though. And Bori making sure that they don't get taken down. GG, well played. Cataclysm into the throwback. But the stopwatch in time being shattered for the greater good. Flag and Drag lands onto Karma as well. And Shanghai being able to execute some people this game means it is much better.
And Great Jace, unfortunately, picked the wrong person to bring into the Death Realm. That ultimate there from the Bard there, Tempered Fate, was so clutch, managing to keep himself alive into the Magical Journey just to make some distance. So again, a lot of key team fights are going over to League Dolphins here, but oh, wow.
Flash and Bori, though, being able to get away with the use of the Magical Tunnel. That's a showstopper and a flash being burned there. Poggy Woggy's not gonna arcane shift forward like I thought he was going to.
He was thinking about it.
I mean, it's basically Lee Syndrome, but for marksman. Like, it makes sense.
Oh, Doc couldn't get it.
Oh, he's actually going for it. Why?
Oh my god. Yeah, why?
No. The engage, though. Hypnotic Viper on the Vayne already. 2 items completed. Gonna be able to run people down, especially with a little bit of help from his friends. What is that stun? Why does this champion exist in such a fashion? But Pocket Pick now forced to flag and drag away.
And this is really important, too, from Great Scruff. Now he's backing up. Has enough money for the Morellonomicon. so is that much stronger, has the magic pen as well, grievous wounds. So this LeBlanc is going to hurt a little bit more, and as now you can see they're starting to set up for what should be the next break. However, they're all in the pit. I can't quite see the timer icon because my objective timers aren't working. But yeah, it looks like golden hourglass means less than 10 seconds left for this next Drake here. And again,
no,
if you're hitting
Shanghai
game, you
even
need it.
tried to flash and it wasn't enough. The chain connects, but that is the end of the engagement. But yeah, definitely you hate to see trying to flash away and still getting caught up. The jump into Hypnotic Viper, forced to flash. Dragon taking some beatings. Great Scruff taking a little while to clear the ward. And Pocket Pick gonna get dragged into it. The QSS not in time. Dragon secured by the red team. And now the fight is on. True Shot Barrage on to 3 members. There is the engage from Mordekaiser. He's so tanky though. Shutdown coming in from LeBlanc. Shanghai not able to get the execute in time. Doc's gonna get stunned against the wall thanks to the Condemn. And it is only the bottom lane of League of Dolphins alive to try and defend the world. They do get one coming together. Hypnotic Viper, though, is not afraid.
He really, Poggy Woggy's isn't afraid either. You can see he's doing so much damage right now. Is so healthy. Hypnotic Viper running for their life. Oh my god!
Oh, Bori coming in clutch with, oh no, with the Dead Man's Plate Zeal Bard. Oh no.
That, wow, that's definitely not something you see every day. I wonder if he crit him.
It's the rapid fire cannon build.
No, don't say that. I don't want to. I don't want to know that.
He followed it.
No,
up
you're
with...
right, but I don't. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. He even has the Curtis shard.
Unless he goes Static Shiv, but why would you go Static Shiv when you can get the extra range on your auto attacks? These supports are trolling, and I love it. I cannot wait to see how this game progresses. QSS is now available on multiple members of the League of Dolphins side, mainly on the jungler, to try and avoid the situation we've seen for these last 2 dragons.
And we're going to see how this one goes, and it is really tough. You got to time that QSS really well there. If you're Pocket Pit, it is a good buy, but you got to make it worth it if you're going to try to steal those dragons, because now I believe that's 2 dragons apiece. And it's going to be that much tougher for League of Dolphins if they end up losing that 3rd Drake.
No. LeBlanc is just pumping out damage with those 2 completed items, plus the 5 stacks on the... Oh, no. Doc trying to get a little big for his britches, forced the ultimate away, back into the bush he will go.
Oh, no.
Barely not having enough damage, though. That Ginsu's Rage Blade, Blade of the Rune King combination, making sure there is enough lifesteal to survive the Ignite. And now things get a little bit rougher. Poggy Woggy's trying to win the 1v1 duel. Chains coming through, forcing the flash. Pocket Pick, the flash? Cataclysm. One more auto attack is all Bori needs. But the showstopper keeping the 80 carry alive. Haymaker, not enough either. And now we've seen this one before. Great Jace proccing the Conqueror. Slamming down the Decimate. And it's only a matter of time before that Death Realm gets visited. Once again, frequent flyer miles coming out in this series.
Yeah, how many times have we seen this movie before? Shanghai tries to match Great Jace in some capacity, but just ends up either getting chunked or killed for it, and it's so hard. Again, the Bramble Vest, it's all it takes. And Shanghai is almost killing himself whenever he's trying to attack Great Jace. Or Shanghai, rather.
Shanghai is killing himself against Great Jace.
Exactly.
I think we together put that sentence together to make it coherent.
Yes, and you know what? That's why you need a casting duo doctor. That's why you can't do it by yourself. You need somebody. I need somebody to make sense of my nonsense.
Yo, as somebody who spent a large portion of their commentary career solo casting, it is incredibly tough. I do not recommend it, and I do not enjoy it. But we do see some good ward clearing coming in. The team seems a little split, always there. Gonna get knocked up by Pocket Pick. The Karma trying to do as much as they can. Parallel converges onto nobody. Doc is in the background getting annihilated by this Vayne, who has come online with the 2 items. Poggy Woggies goes in with the arcane shift. He's able to survive with his life as well. Bori finally going to go down for the first time in this game. Death Realm popped onto Shanghai, but he gets executed in his own Death Realm. And Great Scruff now forced to run away. But it is barely going to keep him alive with the blast code. And it is a 4 for 2 in favor of League of Dolphins. And that was insane. And the Baron is now the call.
And the crazy thing is, despite the disparity in kills, the gold lead is only about 1,500. But here's the thing now. This Baron buff is going to be the difference maker here, especially if they wait for Doc and potentially Bori to come back to life so they can get more people with that Baron buff. They're going to get a lot more gold here, but they have to make this one count. They got to be able to at least take an inhibitor and try to take a lead here, because again, the scaling, although I think the comp of League of Dolphins scales well, Hypnotic Gaming with the Mord, who's so strong, with the LeBlanc, who is so hard to kill, and of course the Vayne, it's going to be really hard for them. It's going to be really hard for League of Dolphins to come back.
This 3-item Vayne does so much work. Hypnotic Viper, though, getting caught out very early on at the beginning of last fight, removing his opportunity to try and win it, really made it tough for League of Dolphins, made it tough for Hypnotic Gaming to win the fight. Also, Great Jace getting executed in his own Death Realm was clutch. So clutch from Shanghai.
Yeah, well, that would have been a huge difference maker there. And that's the one thing about, even if you're stronger than this Urgot, don't take him into the Death Realm if you're low health, because nobody's going to help you.
Nice little pull there. Tower goes down, though. And we're starting to see how you beat the Mordekaiser. It's you group up and you just kill him before he kills you. But they break that middle inhibitor tower with ease.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're Hypnotic Gaming, you just let it happen. You don't want to fight that one. You want to just waste the time on their Baron buff and only take fights if they overextend. And it looks like they're moving their way topside to try and start knocking on that inhibitor tower turret from the top side. And they have plenty of time on this Baron buff, so I mean, why not?
The engagement is in. Great Chase already deleted from the map. Always there, going very low too. True Shot Barrage canceled out by his own Bard, but Always there goes down for the double kill. The fight is on in the base. Hypnotic Viper forced to cleanse away. This Vayne could win it all here, but the just Chad energy coming out of Poggy Woggies, just walking up and essence fluxing the man in the face. He does end up going down to Great Scruff in the end, but now is the potentially double inhib take coming out. Great Scruff doing his best to defend against it, but he is just one man, one opportunity, and one very, very strong LeBlanc.
Yeah, he's going for the chase there, but you got to realize there's someone knocking on your Nexus turrets. I don't know about that flash. Even if you do kill Doc, sure, but please, please back. You got to at least try to save one of your Nexus turrets.
Did they get one? They do get to kill him now because she didn't back. So she's going to get the chase down. Baron empowered recall, not enough. Shanghai sacrificial Urgot once again. Eventually. It takes a while.
Yeah, it really does. That's a nice another chunk of gold there for Great Scruff, who is now a 500 gold shutdown bounty on their heads. 9-1 is this LeBlanc. And this one is, that was a really close one, honestly. For League of Dolphins were knocking on the Nexus doors, and they almost managed to get those kills. But Hypnotic Gaming managed to come back off the huge damage from Hypnotic Viper, off the LeBlanc. And we're getting to this end game now. We're getting really close to 40 minutes here, Doctor. And these guys are getting really strong here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I cannot overstate how crucial Pocket Pick has been this game on the Jarvan. Recognizing that the Mordekaiser was caught outside of his, top inhib tower, and then the call just being go. He gets the flag and drag, tops it with the Cataclysm. Bori just being a troublemaker everywhere across the map, being so difficult to try and contain. He is playing a little bit with fire, but, it is a Bard player. This is what they do.
Yeah, that's right. Has completed the rapid fire, and actually looks like he's trying to build Leandri's Torment now as well. So this Bard wants to hurt. He wants to hurt people here, Doctor, and he might get his chance.
Yeah, I mean, 3-3 and 17, only having missed participating in 3 of his team's kills. He is looking to continue contributing, but right now the push is on. There's only 1 lane left with no super minions in it, and they want to change that, but the fight is dissuaded. No death round being popped means no fight gonna happen, but the flash in from Always There makes sure that the time is now. Showstopper through, Haymaker is massive shielding. Great Scruff gonna take down 1. The huge, biggest Cataclysm ever, comboed with the Echo, with the ultimate onto all 4 members still alive, and then Poggy Woggy's cleaning it up with a triple kill. That is going to be League of Dolphins picking up their first game of the series. Eventually, we see everybody leaving the game, so we know that it is going to be League of Dolphins game, but holy moly, what a final team fight.
And a very crucial win there. Great Jace not able to actually do as much work as he was able to do early on. So many heavy hitters on the side of League of Dolphins, and like you said, pocket pick on this Jarvan. So strong and so valuable, leading them to their first win in the series.
Echo, kind of a power black hole all game long. And then just the end game, Cataclysm, Parallel Convergence, Chrono Break, all landing onto the 4 members of Hypnotic Gaming there. You cannot ask for anything more out of your mid lane Echo at that stage of the game. And then Poggy Woggy is just outputting so much damage on the Ezreal. Oh man, what a turnaround, folks. This is now a series.
And I gotta say, I gotta attribute it, like you said, a lot of that to pocket pick on this J4. Early game had some pretty effective ganks, but it was honestly out of the laning phase into these team fights and these incredibly clutch cataclysms we saw from him that, if I'm being honest, Hypnotic Gaming weren't really respecting them. You see how they grouped up so tightly knit the entire time, and it allowed him to get all of this value there from that Jarvan ultimate. And that's what ultimately led to some really big team fight wins and League of Dolphins getting their first win.
Yeah, we were definitely concerned it was going to be a 3-0, but League of Dolphins aren't done yet. They now have a game on the board. They're making it a series. They do need to win the next 2 as well to find out if they are going to be the champions here in the Unstoppable Premade Grand Finals. But stay tuned, folks. We're going to be bringing you even more action after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are with the Unstoppable Premade Grand Finals between Hypnotic Gaming and League of Dolphins. I hope you guys have hydrated. I hope you washed your hands because we now have a series on them. And man, League of Dolphins coming clutch in the end of that game 3 using the Echo Jarvan combo. But disaster has now struck. They give away the Aphelios.
All that they do, and that's what happens. They got a little comfortable on their they got a little comfortable not immediately banning the Aphelios. And to be honest, I kind of like this because it shows like they have a bit of an idea in mind here, because they don't want to face the Ezreal, but they, oh no, I got baited. It looks like they actually want to play the J4 again.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think we saw much better production out of the Jarvan than the Set. Set obviously a strong champion, but I feel like the engage potential press R button that the Jarvan brings is just too worthwhile in this type of game.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair shout there, Doctor. And we saw it firsthand how impactful Pocket Pick was. And no, it wasn't Pocket Pick. I might miss it. It was the jungler for League of Dolphins, I believe.
Pocket Pick.
Oh, it is Pocket Pick. Okay, I'm not trolling. But yeah, Pocket Pick did a lot of good work there. And it makes sense that you want to play it again. It's interesting. We're going to see Hypnotic Gaming bring out the Gragas again.
Oh no, does that mean Yasuo? That is what they did last time. Last time they went Gragas Yasuo.
Yeah.
They do have the opportunity to ban it away though.
Yeah, that will be pretty interesting too. Because I wonder what League of Dolphins plays in the mid lane if they ban Yasuo. Do they run Syndra again?
Hasn't been banned away. This is now the time that we probably see it banned away, not being picked up. It has been Twizz's strongest showing. Actually, it wasn't Twizz, it was Doc. Excuse me. And so Mordekaiser being banned away for the first time, not having been picked first rotation. League of Dolphins doesn't want to have to play against the Aphelios and the Mordekaiser at the same time. That just feels like disaster.
Horrendous. Yeah, and actually, like you mentioned, we're seeing Hypnotic Gaming ban the Syndra. So they don't want to see that one around. Even though they did play the Yasuo and they had a good game on it, it was still, Syndra still found a lot of value. But there it is, the ban. So the Gragas Yasuo combo has been denied. There's still a lot of potential here, and it's interesting that we're still waiting for our top laners to get picked here, and it's gonna be Ornn for League of Dolphins.
Ornn, definitely the strongest top laner meta-wise. He brings so much to the team, is nigh unkillable, and just kind of really wrecks your life. So I do love to see Legend of Dolphins pick it. Anytime I'm on a broadcast, I am singing the Ornn's praises. The real top lane picks should be between Ornn and Maokai, and then you can pick whoever tries to play against best into the tank. And right now, Hypnotic Gaming think it is the Set.
Yeah, this time around they're playing Set not in the jungle, but in the top lane instead. And I gotta say real quick, I want to give a shout to the Echo. That worked out really well in the last game there for Doc. So I think it's interesting that now we're going to see Great Scruff end up playing it in this next series.
We do get a Silas pick though. Doc busting out the chains, gonna
like
whip some bitches, and I think he's got a really
Didn't
good
you say
team.
that?
I said it.
Hey, fair enough.
But he's got a great lineup to steal the ultimates away from. Aphelios, Lulu, Gragas, Echo, Set, all really, really impactful. It's tough. I mean, Silas is one of those champions that can live or die by the ultimates he can steal.
Yeah, and he really has his pick of... He pretty much has his pick of the draw here for the side of Hypnotic Gaming. And it's really interesting that he's laning against Echo too, because that will make that 1v1 potential a little bit tougher in the middle of a fight. He just has to steal the Chrono Shift and use it on himself.
Yeah, I mean, also getting the boost from his own ability power in those situations means that he's going to be doing even more damage than the Echo himself. But the one thing that I think really sets Silas apart right now is just the absolute busted healing he can get from his W. Like
Yeah.
once we hit like that mid-late game, it just piles up. Like it's so much healing that, you know, obviously we're going to see some grievous wounds coming out on the other side because we do have
Yes.
Ornn as well. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough to try and contest that.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be. I'm interested in this Lulu support pick because usually Aphelios likes to have supports with a little more lockup potential. Like you a lot of the time see Aphelios Thresh. I mean, Nautilus works, but I'm curious to see how Lulu is going to play out. And I like because League of Dolphins also have this Varus in the bot lane who's really good for poking. I can only imagine he's going to go Lethality Varus too. So they're going to have to be really careful on the other side of that piercing arrow.
Yeah, I mean, Lethality Varus. The chat's really messing with me right now.
This is why I don't read chat.
They've helped me out quite a bit tonight, so I got to give that to them.
Yeah.
But right now, they're just messing up my thought process. But the Lethality Varus has been the go-to pick. It just does so much damage. We've seen piercing arrows chunk people for half their HP, and with all of Hypnotic Gaming being relatively squishy for the most part, Aphelios doesn't build tank stats. Lulu, Gragas, Echo don't really build tank stats. Like we'll get a Zhonya's out of them, but beyond that, not a whole lot. Set really is the most tanky on the team, but that's why you have Silas. Like you don't need to worry about the Varus being the only output of damage, but they got the Thresh too, and I really feel like that is so big. You know, last game we saw a lot of their engage relying on the Jarvan. Now though, they got Ornn Thresh to back it up too, so they don't just have to sacrifice Jarvan to get anything done.
Yeah, that's true. So Hypnotic Gaming are going to have to be really careful with how they engage these team fights, and a lot of the time it's probably going to end up being either a body slam from Gragas, either a good showstopper from the set, or a face breaker, some kind of CC to start it off. But on the other side here, it's like you said, League of Dolphins have a lot more options here, and they just are free to play this kind of composition front to back, and that's what they want to do here. And if they are able to do that, they'll win.
Yeah, I mean, they won the last game based off of crowd control, and now they have so much more of it. I am really excited to see how they can play out this early game so that they can make the most use out of their abilities mid to late, because, man, they just really do have one of the best compositions I think we've seen all series.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, like, Ornn, he's so strong. He's so good. He can go 0-5 in lane and still, like, he's so good.
I like how I'm like, yeah, they have a really great draft, and you're like, Ornn.
Ornn stands out to me more than anything else here. He's good. Like you said, it's between Ornn and Maokai, and then whoever else.
But yeah, I mean, you can't really say much more than that. Just Ornn. But we do have to see them actually push the keys. These champions are just conduits of the people behind them. And so we do need to let the conduits charge up into battle. We're going to take a short break, guys, while we head into the Rift. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Game 4 of this Premade Finals, Grand Finals between Hypnotic Gaming and League of Dolphins. Here we are, folks. The Rift is loaded. The players are pushing buttons, clicking their mouses, and we're in
Our
game
objective timers are
4.
working.
Yeah, our objective timers are working. We'll have to wait and see if the players are as well. But yeah, we're in game 4 now. Hypnotic Gaming on the blue side, League of Dolphins on the red side. Who would have thought we'd be here? Not us.
Definitely not us. We were certain it would have been over early on just because of what we saw in games 1 and 2. Wow, Great J started Facebreaker. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely going for the engage there, but he'll take that. He wins out in the end. Thank you, Conqueror Gods. But Shanghai, plenty of time to go back to base and heal up. All right. And yeah, we got Lethality Varus, like we thought. Conqueror on everybody else because that's what you do in League of Legends. You play Conqueror.
Yeah, more
And
or less.
all right, I think we got a game on our hands. Corrupting Pot Varus, though. Interesting, I feel. I don't often go Corrupting Pot Marksman.
No, definitely not. And I think that's already a little bit of a sign of intent here from Poggy Woggies. He is going to get aggressive in this lane. He's going to spam his abilities. He's probably going to lose some HP in the process. So he wants to be ready for that.
But you lose so much damage. I say that it's like 8 attack damage on a Doran's blade, but like I guess the thought process here is you can spam out more abilities, right? Because he gets the mana back as well.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta say, but you better make it worth it here. You better use that piercing arrow as often as you can when he actually manages to level up and get a point into it, of course.
One day.
One day.
But I don't know. I feel like this top lane is pretty normal, but I feel like Set is really going to be on the abused end of Ornn, you know, really able to take advantage of those early numbers, you know, get the hard knockdown or hard knock up and, you know, the brittle as well on top of it. I don't really see what Set can do pre-Cutlass.
Yeah, it might be a little bit tough. It is going to take some fancy footwork there from Great Jace, but now that he's level 3, he has all his abilities. He can do some serious damage. Unfortunately, the footwork isn't quite there still.
Oh no, the true damage Haymaker. It's so good.
It's such a good ability, dude. Oh my god. And you can see they both recover so quickly. Does get brittle applied, so Great Jace again. Fancy footwork, brother. That's what we want to see from here. And not only that, always there is, well, he's here.
Just like a good neighbor, the flash in, tower shots, not enough. And first blood going over to Great Jace on the set. Ornn now gonna go for the for the Fable to triple rejuve start just to make sure they don't do that again.
Yeah, definitely a little aggressive there, although it was 2 flashes committed there from Great Jason, always there. However, they got Shanghai's as well, so it is borderline worth it. It's got to be careful if you're Great Jace because you got to watch out for a gank on your end.
Play aggressively. Great polymorph on the Poggy Woggies. Throws out the arrow. Ignite is on as well, but Homie picks up the kill. Traded with Bori as well. Both 80 carries are not the carries, but here comes the knockup. Great Homie in a spot of bother. Forced to flash away, but the counter flash from Bori! And he stays alive with pocket picking up the kill. Oh no.
And we're just being so liberal with summoner spells in the beginning here. Bot lane has both supports have basically used all of theirs. Hypnotic Viper actually used heal earlier. Only Poggy Woggies is sitting nice and pretty with both of them. But still, it's 2-2 right now in this potential last game. Again, Hypnotic Gaming are up 2-1 right now, so they have to win this one and give us that silver scrapes if they want to stay alive in this grand final.
Yeah, and Bori coming into the series in game 3 with that showstopper Bard really trying to drag his team across the finish line here. True damage, really, really good, as you can see. Great Jace really making sure that that connects. And yeah, Bori now on the Jace, not Jace, the Thresh, excuse me, still looking to apply just as much pressure as they were able to do on the Bard.
Yeah, that's right. So far, Great Homie has been quite irritating on this Lulu, and that is what you want to be doing to give your Aphelios the space that he needs to do work here. Still no kills on the 80 carries at the moment, so it's pretty even here, although Pokewoggy is actually down 10 CS right now to Hypnotic Viper.
Yeah, you can see the difference. Oh no, he actually snapped him out of his charge there. Showstopper as well, hitting level 6 first is great Jace, which means the time to die is now. And another kill going the way of Set, who is probably the most fed that we've seen all series at this stage of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. You definitely didn't see a Set go 2-0 in 6 minutes. That is a great start. He's really not someone you want to get fed. He just naturally gets good anyway. Now add a bunch of gold to that equation. We might actually see another kill here. No, he backs off.
It's still pretty close. He
Dude,
did teleport to lane. Here comes the tower dive attempt. Double knockup from the Ornhorn, but it's only a matter of time before he survives.
No.
The call was there from Pocket Pick to help his friend in the top side. Unfortunately, not able to make it in time, as we see now. Great scruff going for the engage. Doc, though, trading effectively. And Pocket Pick just being a nuisance here in the top side.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, the call wasn't as quick as they would have wanted, but Hypnotic Viper dodges the hook and gets a nice chunk of damage off onto both members of the enemy bot lane here. And if you're looking across the map too, oh no, we got a disconnect. Nope,
and a reconnect. Knockup lands on the great Jace. Ultimate now stolen. Showstoppers through. Doc now trying to do everything he can. Shutdown going his way. Now it's back to a 2v2. Always there's already ignited. Can Doc get the kick up on it as well? He's not going to have his dash forward until just now. Goes for it anyway with the flash. Doc on a 2-killing spree, as now great scruff goes in, gonna get knocked up, taken super duper low, does get the kill before escaping with the chrono break though. So overall a 2-4-1 in favor of League of Dolphins.
Dude, are you kidding me right now, Doctor? Look at the summoner spells available. Everybody's just using their flashes left, right, and center. No, summoner spells don't matter. We need the kill. That is the mentality we're seeing from both sides here. And honestly, I kind of like the aggression. And it's great because that kill in the mid lane there from Great Scuff starts to catch him up in kills. And he's already 20 CS ahead. So Doc is falling behind if you want to do a little bit of mental math there. First Cloud Drake is alive. Can't express how happy I am that I can see that. And you wanna back off and set yourselves up if you were the bot lane of
Oh no, Bori
what's going on?
Getting caught out by the Aphelios Chrono Shift. It's not a Chrono Shift, it is the Chakram. And so now Doc gonna get stunned up in tower range as well. Aphelios flashes aggressively with those Chakram.
Yeah, that's just the strat. Flash for kill, automatically worth.
I mean, we learned in game 1 how pointy Chakrams can be.
Yeah.
So it leads to reason they're still pretty sharp.
Yeah, and honestly, having the polymorph from your Lulu really helps too. Makes that Moonlight Vigil hurt just that much more. You look at the itemization we're seeing here so far. Everybody is just building pieces of their items. We have... Oh, wait.
Alrighty then. Great Jace Showstoppers over the wall. Ornhorn coming through. Go Burr. But that is the true damage from Great Jace coming on through. Flash forward from Bori, but it is not gonna reach too much movement speed with the no boots Jace. We do get a flay though, but that is just gonna do it. It is a 1-for-0. Doc going down. Hypnotic Viper pushing buttons, taking the lead. Ultimate coming out, but it is not enough. Hypnotic Viper with the 1v1 onto Poggy Woggies. Fair and balanced, as they say.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fight you take. Realistically, if you're Poggy Wog, he's already 2 kills down. This Aphelios has a BF sword and a pickaxe. You're only looking at a serrated dirk. I don't really see what we're going for here.
Pocket pick going very aggressive there. Did not expect Always There to have friends. He is a bit of a lonely dude there in the jungle, but he had some backup, and it is going to be a 1-for-0 with the dragon alive. Polymorph onto the Thresh, and Great Scruff slaying Doc himself. Now 2-2-0, very just as quickly as going 2-0.
Yeah, that's right. And you can see there's about almost a 4K gold lead for Hypnotic Gaming. And this is looking a lot more like game 1 and 2. Early kills in their favor in every lane. And it's just a lot of, man, I just want to say dominance here so far. They seem to be having a pretty easy time here. The Great Jace just making use of that set. Unfortunately, Shanghai forced to back with the wave crashing into his tower too. He's going to miss quite a bit of XP there as well.
Yeah, gonna lose some plate pressure as well. There's still 2.5 minutes for those plates to, be worth something. And with the set already 4-1,
My God.
he's gonna be backing with 2,600 gold if he doesn't farm this wave. And
Which he will.
You can see there he is gonna farm it. And so his total bankroll is 5,500. Ornn is at 33.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine as soon as Great Jace backs, that's Blade of the Rune King right there for him. You see Doc in the mid lane. Doesn't want to quite fight Great Scruff yet, but he has stolen the Chrono Shift, so you might want to look for something here. Oh no, Great Homie while trying to ward the bush.
Does get away from the death sentence there with a great use of summoner spell ability. And once again, we're just seeing how liberal everybody is being with their summoners. But I mean, this is do or die. This is set point for Hypnotic Gaming. If they can win this, they win it all. They take home a championship. They title their name. Whereas League of Dolphins has to do it all again if they win.
Yeah, that's right. They still have a tall hill to climb if they want to be able to win this one out. And now you can see that a lot of champions here are coming into some of their power spikes. And like I said, we have the Blade of the Rune King here for Great Jace on the set. Proto Pelts on both sides in the mid lane. And now we finally got an item. Umbral Glaive here for Poggy Woggies.
The Blade of the Rune King just does so much damage. Double knock up onto Great Jace, though. Locking him in the pit is his jungler. Showstopper on through. Gets a little bit of heal, but the tower damage is just enough to go 1-for-1. But just as we all have played Jarvan in the past, you know when your jungler locks you in with the person you least want to be. And it's just Watchmen all over again.
Yeah, that's definitely how it feels. It's still insane. Great Jace manages to go 1-for-1. Still good pocket pick, allowing it to at least be a trade. Great Scruff trying to, really trying to get in there. Oh,
that's so much damage. The Chrono Breakaway keeps him alive as well. Great Scruff on a killing spree with the Echo. He's saying, you can do it, Doc, but I can do it better.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate there, too. And it's worse. Pocket Pick has Ignite on him with such a low amount of HP, but he commits the flash anyway, so it's not going to be available now. Knockup's coming up on the Great Scruff, but what else can he really do?
He's really messing up the combination there, but Great Scruff going to get a shield. Shanghai does have the Ignite in his Ornn pocket, but doesn't decide to spend it. Great Scruff able to get away. Just for now, though, he's still hanging around.
But speaking of, Great Jace is actually coming up on the river, so Shanghai wisely backs off. It's not even that he knew. I think he just had a sense. Managed to get people off his tower, so he's just going to back off. But oh no, we might have a tower dive on our hands here.
Showstopper, Chrono Break, not just available yet. Those will still be on cooldown for the next couple seconds. But with Always There, always being here in the top side, it might as well be a 2v1. Knock up onto two members again with Great Scruff almost going down. Tower goes down, Showstopper on through. It is a 1-for-0 so far, quickly becoming a 2-for-0. 3-for-0 in favor of League of Dolphins, with Bori coming in clutch to keep Shanghai alive.
That is the most clutch Lantern I've ever seen, managing to keep Shanghai alive at what was very likely like 100 health, maybe less in that scenario. And that means the mid lane are going down. Also means Doc is going to get that mid-tier 1 tower. Second one of the game. But wisely, Hypnotic Gaming are going to trade on the other side of the map and get that bottom tier 1 as well. With that Mountain Drake coming up too, you looks like the bot lane of Hypnotic Gaming are trying to set themselves up for it.
They do get the Rift Herald on the top side. I'm curious if they decide to pop it. The ping was there, but they will be trading it for the dragon if they decide to do so, whereas it looks like just now they're just going to lose the dragon.
Yeah, that's right. Still 2 towers for 1 dragon isn't too bad. Although, that's already 2 straight, and the first being Cloud and the second being Mountain means one of the chances of it being Infernal are pretty high. And there it is, Infernal Soul. And a really dangerous soul for a composition like Hypnotic Gaming. They already do so much damage. You don't want those flame bursts in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is a potential saving grace for League of Dolphins. If they can somehow come back and collect all 4 pieces of Dragon Soul, their turnaround would be massive. They would be doing so much damage at that point that it would be almost impossible for anybody to be able to withstand it.
Yeah, true. 4% AD and AP 4 times on top of that soul would be pretty nutty. So we're going to have to see how League of Dolphins play this. They know it's important that they get these next couple of Drakes. And the vision is part of that importance. You can see there's a lot of vision all over their bottom side jungle. They also have to commit some of their own just to make sure they know who's in there.
I do think we've seen an almost all-time high control wards this series, though. So many coming through for the 2 squads. Bori just getting obliterated by his chakram spam coming out from Hypnotic. He's already down to 1/3 of his HP. Now he's going to get Gravitum too. This poor guy just can't catch a break.
And we see they're just pushing it down mid. Bori hasn't gone to death sentence in a little bit, but there it is. Red team summons the Rift Herald. They have their sights set on that middle tier 2.
Big engaging. Great Scruff gets the parallel convergence on, and Shanghai is down. Airborne is great. Jace, the explosive cast, not going to connect. Huge hook onto Echo, though. Pocket Pick going to get showstoppered, and he is going to die eventually. And great homie with the kill steal. And now it's up to Doc to try and defend this mid-tier 1 all by himself. It does go down, though. Poggy Woggy now finding himself getting punched in the back of the head. And Doc with no ultimate available just yet, still on cooldown. It's not long for this world. All right, he does clear the wave, though, with the
Proto Belt.
Proto Belt, not Chrono Belt.
Oh, that's what I said.
No, I know. I said Chrono Belt. I was
Oh.
correcting myself. But Ornhorn going out does connect onto the enemy 80 carry, but Gravitum and Polymorph really spoil Doc's plans. Showstopper is not available just yet. Doc on the run, but you can't run from the Haymaker. Great Jace turns it around. Great homie on that support, really showing how good the homie he can be. But no, things are going from bad to worse to potentially worse again if you're a League of Dolphins fan.
Yeah, Hypnotic Gaming, again, still a really strong showing and good team fight prowess on their end here, because Hypnotic Gaming now have started to push the wave into the mid-tier 2 tower, and they're trying to just apply so much pressure here. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dunzo. Yeah, this is what you can do when you're ahead on Echo. You know, if you do manage to find the opposing AD carry, you know, trying to mind their own business and get some farm, then, you know, they do just kind of explode when caught.
Yeah, ever so fragile our ADCs, and wow, again, another parallel convergence from outside of vision, but Shanghai manages to get the charge off. There's so much pressure here topside, just from Great Scruff alone, but little does he know, a 3v1 is inbound.
All right, barrier coming on through. able to chrono break back,
Oh,
but
no.
gets hooked under tower. Great help for Shanghai. They're able to keep him alive.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too. Ignite wasn't available, otherwise that very likely would have resulted in a kill. Still, however, it doesn't amount to too much overall. A nice little shutdown, nice bit of shutdown gold for Pocket Pick, but he's mostly building tanky anyway. And as you can see here, like, you're just looking really strong if you're Hypnotic Gaming. They have a lot of vision set up around the Baron too, but of course they have their sights set on getting their third Drake.
Yeah, I mean, once again, this Aphelios is just so far ahead of the curve. Engage on from Doc.
I don't like that.
Don't think he thought that one through. He just saw support, went support. But now that he's down, the play is on. Infernal Drake on in 4. This will become sole point for Hypnotic Gaming. And you can see everybody backing off, does not want to contest for it.
Oh yeah, you have to absolutely respect the fact that it's a 4v5, and oh my goodness,
Holy.
and he just keeps getting away with it.
The whole team is just tilting like Superman's roller coaster. Horn coming out, gonna see if they can pick up Scruff, but the showstopper making sure the second part doesn't come out. Great Jace unstoppable rampage coming through, and great Scruff picking up his 7th kill of the game on the Echo. And Doc trying to get something done under his own tower, but he's actually losing the 1v1.
Oh, it's because Great Jace has built the Trinity Force too, so he's actually just going straight damage here. Although he does get a little bit of extra health and mana, but that attack speed is just insane. And that's why you see him just blow up ADCs like that.
And he is going to be able to close out on the tower as well. So overall, I believe it was a 6-for-0 plus tower plus Baron in favor of Hypnotic Gaming. That's a lot of numbers going their way.
Yeah, Doc, I'm gonna be real with you. This is not looking good if you're Hypnotic Gaming. They're really good in these team fights, and it's funny. League of Dolphins is the ones we said in the draft who wanted to play this front to back, but they just don't seem to get the opportunity to. And if Hypnotic Gaming keep fighting like this, well, this Baron buff's gonna be very successful here. And it actually looks like they want to make their way through the jungle, or they're just trying to. Yeah, they want to take this fight in the jungle.
What's really tough right now is that when you look at the wave clear available to League of Dolphins, it's not very Baron capable. You know, they have the lethality of Varus who can clear waves on a good day, but into Baron is pretty difficult. They do get those bonus stats. Silas is melee. Jarvan is melee. Ornn is melee. Thresh is pseudo melee. So, like, well, I guess he's ranged, but, like, he's not a wave clearer either. So any attempt to wave clear can possibly be met by an always there body slam barrel combo that, you know, then kind of just makes sure that, you know, everybody's dead. And Hypnotic Viper only lost like 200 HP tanking the tower the entire time. And yeah. Doc is going to get stunned up eventually. Huge heal coming out though, like I said, due to the Kingslayer. But re-engagement coming on through, and now the showstopper lands onto Poggy Woggies, who is exploded by this great Jace set. And now he is just going to continue murdering, rampaging, and running on through as he continues his reign of terror onto the Dolphin League. And Shanghai going to try and run away, but I don't think he's very long for the world. Great Jace is just going to face tank these towers. Unstoppable. Not enough, but the ace coming in thanks to the great homie. And things are...
Yeah, not looking good here. I gotta say, this is very likely GG.
I do not believe we are going to be getting silver scrapes here tonight, folks, but we do still need to wait until the big explosion of the Nexus coming on through. Doc gonna get engaged upon by Great Scruff, using the chrono break to get behind him. Pretty tricky, like, I think they actually backed and then used the chrono break to get back to lane, which would be pretty neat. Not 100%. Re-engage again from Doc, however, it's never ending aggression coming in from the Silas.
Yeah, and it seems like they managed to somewhat weather the storm on the side of League of Dolphins. It isn't quite GG yet, but with 2 inhibitors down, it is going to be really tough. And 1 minute
Holy
left till
moly!
this next Drake. Oh my God, great Drake.
Showstopper coming on through. The hook's gonna land onto the Big Daddy Wolf there. But yeah, I mean, Dragon is in a minute, and Set does that much damage. Uh,
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it because realistically, no one can fight him. He just lives for too long.
a
And
Cataclysm in. This could be the fight that ends it all, folks. Always there, gonna pick up the takedown onto Pocket Pick. Ultimate stolen, and Doc picks up the counter kill. 1-for-1 so far. Super Minions now entering the base. Hypnotic Viper just going all in. Unstoppable Shanghai is gonna go down. Godlike is great, Jace. Unstoppable is Hypnotic Viper, and Poggy Woggy's flashing away, but the chakrams will follow you wherever you may go. GG's in the chat, and that is gonna be it, folks. 3-1 in favor of Hypnotic Gaming, and they are gonna be your risen, unstoppable, pre-made grand final champions.
you still got to give League of Dolphins credit. They definitely showed us signs of life. Maybe not in games 1 and 2, but in game 3 when they won, and even in this game, up until the halfway point, they kept it very competitive. But Hypnotic Gaming, they just couldn't be stopped, especially great Jace on the set. They didn't really do much to keep him in check, and a couple of botched fights allowed him to go well. Look at his KDA 12, 3, and 5.
Yeah, Set once again having the most successful game we've seen out of the champion all series. This
Yep.
is what you come to expect from the champion. You know, these just absolutely pop off style games. You know, his 3 item choices, you know, the Blade of the Ruin King, the Triforce into the Stone Gargoyle Stone Plate, makes him really beefy and really hard to take down, really able to run down a lot of champions. He had the most gold in the game by 1,500 pieces, and you know that's on his own team. If you go to the other side, it's almost 5,000. Well, it's 4,000 ahead of Pocket Pick, the jungler, being the most fed one on League of Dolphins.
Yeah, that does end up seeming to be a bit of a pattern there, watching all the last couple of games in the series. But still, congrats to Hypnotic Gaming. They played that one really well. I don't often see people build Trinity Force on set, and it's really just thinking of the attack speed when he presses Q is really scary. Really scary.
Yeah, and so it's just I don't know. It's tough because I feel like of the stronger drafts, it's tough to not say that they were equal drafts, right? Like we've seen Lethality Varus be able to pop off in the bot side, and then Ornn as a champion rarely loses. And so it's tough to see, you know, looking at the drafts that it was going to be as, you know, we saw it play out. We definitely thought it was going to be a much closer game. And so we are just waiting on a winner's side interview with a player who you may have seen play the game tonight, as they were in all 4 games.
Yeah, that's right. It is gonna be great Jace as soon as we can just get him in here. It is the set aficionado himself, because holy.
But yeah, once again, congratulations to Hypnotic Gaming becoming your great champions here. We do now have the great Jace himself here in the casting lounge. He is muted though, so he can't say anything back to us. So we could really say whatever we wanted about him, and
That's true.
he would have no way to he would hear it obviously, but he would
I
have
was
no
about
way
to
to
say
respond.
that's true. Yeah,
So
unfortunately. How about that Jace guy, huh?
didn't he play Jace once all series? It's mind blowing.
I know. I literally like what a bait. It's disappointing. Oh wait. He's unmuted. He's unmuted. Hello, Jace.
Oh, what's up?
Ah, how you doing? Congrats
Good.
on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it took 4 games. Did you expect it to take that many?
I don't know. We kind of trolled game 3, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we thought it was gonna be not a clean 3-0. I mean, they were a pretty good team going into it, and I don't know. It was a good series. It was well played by us. They played well too.
And so when we look at, the drafts leading into game 4, you kind of got the Mordekaiser for free. Like you knew exactly how those matchups were going to go.
Yeah.
Why didn't you pick it first rotation in game 4?
I don't know. I just kind of felt I needed something different, and we wanted to secure the jungle and the pot and jungle picks, and then I have enough champs to kind of go through all the bans in the second phase, and they only banned out the Mordekaiser, and so that worked out. But yeah, it was just a change of pace. I didn't really play well in the Mord game 3, so I just kind of felt I needed something else, and the set worked out.
Yeah, I'm curious too. You don't really see a lot of people build Trinity Force second on set. Was that just because you're ahead?
I usually build Trinity Force. It depends. I mean, if they have a lot of tanks, then you build Black Cleaver, in my opinion. But like, between me being ahead, the Ornn being super far behind, and there's not really too many tanks in their team, or only 2, I guess. But Jarvan doesn't even stack that much armor, so I just don't think it was necessary. And then it just helps. It gives you so much attack speed. The Sheen proc on your Q is OP.
Yeah, that was really scary to watch.
Yeah.
Now, the other team had 2 substitutions throughout the series, changing out the support, the mid lane. Did you guys plan for both sets of players? I believe the original support they had in games 1 and 2 may have been an emergency, or did you plan for all of this?
I think we planned for all of it. We saw. We didn't really have any support bans anyways the first phase, so we just kind of like that. But support, games 1 and 2, he was all right, but he just kind of played standard, and we didn't really feel like we needed to ban anything. We banned the York the first 3 games, but then we wanted to pick we wanted him to pick the York game 4, but he didn't ban it. But we were prepared for anything. So
All right. Well, congratulations once again on becoming the Risen Unstoppable Premade champions.
thank you.
Thank you for coming on here and chatting with us. Do you have any final words for your fans out there?
Hey, it's Hypnotic season, baby. Let's fucking go. Sorry.
Ha
Fine, I guess. But, GG's, boys. Peace.
And that was him, folks. That was the great Jace, the top laner. We saw all 4 games from Hypnotic Gaming, who really kind of popped off that last game.
Yeah, seriously, congrats to them again. And it was nice to hear from Great Jace, top laner. He gave us a little insight into what they were thinking those last couple of games.
And with that does do it here for us on the desk. I have been the Doctor, being joined by the always lovely Beatdown Boulevard here, and we have been the melodious voices carrying you through the series tonight. All 4 games have been us. We do want to give a shout out to our production crew, President Travis, who you may know, and this other guy, I think his name was Random Joseph, I'm not sure. He just kind of took over for game 1 and we kind of ran with it. But again, also just the absolute biggest shout outs to Risen Esports for giving us the opportunity to not just be here on the desk, but to also have, this great series be put on for you. This is normally where you come in, Boulevard, and do your closing statements.
Oh, my closing statement is just thanks for watching. It was a good game series. Happy to cast it. All the good stuff.
And be sure to follow the Risen Esports Twitter for any updates on the continuing season. You may or may not know it, but they not only have a Valorant Invitational coming up, but they have been chosen to be part of the Face It Scouting Ground rotation. I'm not 100% learned on that situation, but all I know is that it is a point of congratulations for all of the hard work the guys have been putting in here. So I am going to clap my hands and I'm going to stop talking because I am ready to close the show. Once again, shout out Esports, Risen Esports as well, specifically, and have a good night, everybody.